Hello and welcome. In this video, we will learn about if-else statement. Okay. Now here I have written a program which I have blurred out. I will run the program and I will tell you how it has to work. And then I will teach you how to program this using if-else statement. Okay. So let me run it. When we run the program must ask us to enter the marks. Okay. And then we have to enter an integer value. So let me write 59. Okay. When I type 59 and when I hit enter, it says you passed the exam. So basically what has to happen is, if the number that I have entered is greater than or equal to 40, it has to say you passed the exam. Okay. Let me run once again. It says enter the marks and I will enter 18 and hit enter, and it says you failed the exam. If the marks that is entered by us is less than 40, then it has to say you failed the exam. Okay. So this is what the program must do. It must check whether the number that is entered by us is greater than or equal to 40 and display a result according to it. If it is less than 40, then it must display a result according to it. So basically we are checking for a condition here. Okay, if the condition satisfies, we must do one thing. If it does not satisfy, we must do something else. Alright, so let us start writing a program for this. Alright, so I will write the program and explain you as I write it. Okay. Now what must the program do first? It has to say enter the marks. Correct? So we will use cout and say enter the marks. Okay, enter the marks. Next, the user must enter the marks, and whatever value that the user enters must be taken as input. Correct? So I will declare a variable called marks. I have just declared it. I am not storing anything in this. We have to take the value that is entered by the user and we have to store in this. So let us do that. So I will say cin and I will store it in marks. Okay. So I have declared a variable and I have asked enter the marks, and whatever value the user enters, I am taking it as input and I am storing it in marks. Alright. So this much is done now. So let me check it if it is working as we intended to. Yes. So I'll enter 23 and it is stored in this. Next, what must the program do? Program must check if the entered marks is greater than or equal to 40. If it is greater than or equal to 40, it has to say you passed the exam. If it is not greater than 40, it has to say you failed the exam. Okay. So let us write the condition for that. To write the condition, we use if statement. Okay. And the syntax goes something like this. If and condition. Okay. If and condition. The condition must be inside the brackets, and inside curly braces or flower brackets, we have to write the statements to be executed if the condition is true. Okay. If the condition is true. So this is the syntax of if. Alright. Now what is the condition? Condition is if marks is greater than or equal to 40. Okay. So the entered marks, if it is greater than or equal to 40, what must the program say? It must say you passed the exam. Okay. You passed the exam. This is what it must say. Alright. So let me run the program. It asks me to enter the marks. I'll say 45 which is greater than 40, and it says you pass the exam. So let us try to break it down and analyze what is happening here. So in this line we are saying enter the marks. When I enter 45, it will be stored in marks, and here it checks whether marks is greater than or equal to 40. Now you know that when we use greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, greater than, less than, is equal to, all these things, what we get as a result is either true or false. We have learnt about Boolean, correct? It can result either in true or false. So this will result in either true or false, 1 or 0. Okay. So now when I entered 45, it checks whether 45 is greater than or equal to 40. It checks whether this is true or false. 45 is greater than or equal to 40. So this is true. So if this is true, then whatever is in between the curly braces will be executed. So this line will be executed. Okay. Now let me run it once again and let me enter 13, and it checks whether 13 is greater than or equal to 40. This comes out as false. So this is skipped. Okay. This is skipped and the program ends. So when the condition fails or condition becomes false or results in false, the statements between the curly braces are skipped or not executed. Okay. Yes. So we have written first condition. Next condition, let me use one more if statement. If marks is less than 40, if marks is less than 40, let me copy this. Okay. And I will say you failed the exam. Alright. So let me scroll down. Okay. You can see this. So if marks is greater than or equal to 40, print this. If marks is less than 40, print this. That is what we are saying. So let me run it. And you can see I enter 13 and it says you failed the exam. So what happens is when I enter 13, it will be stored in marks. Okay, marks variable. It checks whether marks is greater than or equal to 40. So this is not true, this is false, and so this is skipped or this is not executed. The control goes to this. It checks whether marks is less than 40. 13 is less than 40, and so this will be executed. Okay, this will be executed and we get you failed the exam. Let me run once again and let me say 43, and now it says you passed the exam. This comes out as true, and so this is printed out. This is also checked. Okay, but since this results in false, this is not executed and the program ends here. Okay, so this is the syntax of if statement. All right. Now, instead of having multiple ifs, what we do for the second condition is use else. So instead of this, we say else. Okay, we say else. Basically what it means is, if this condition is satisfied, do this. If this is not satisfied, then do this. That is what else means. If this is true, do this, else do this. That's all. Okay. There is no condition to be verified here or checked here. For all the conditions wherein this becomes false, this will be executed. Okay. So let me run this and I'll enter 47. So what happens is when I enter 47, 47 is stored in this variable. It is checked here. 47, is it greater than or equal to 40? So this comes out as true, and so this is executed. And this entire thing is skipped. Alright? There is no condition to be verified here. So entire thing is skipped. Now when I hit run, I will enter 13. So what happens is, it will check whether 13 is greater than or equal to 40. Since this is false, by default this is executed. Okay, whatever is inside the curly braces of else is executed. Since this is false, this will be executed. There is no condition to be checked here. By default, for all the conditions wherein this fails, this is executed. Alright, so I hope this is clear. So this is the syntax of if statement. Alright, now let me take one more example which is slightly complicated than this and explain it to you how it works. Okay. Alright, so here is what I want to achieve. I will hit run, and first it says enter the marks. I'll enter 48. Then it says enter the attendance. I'll say 89, and then it says you passed the exam. Okay, so this is what I want to achieve with the program. First it has to ask for marks, then for attendance. If the marks is greater than or equal to 40, and if the attendance is greater than or equal to 75, then it has to say you passed the exam. Meaning both must come out as true for us to pass the exam. If any one of this fails or is not true, then it has to say you failed the exam. Okay, so this is what I want to achieve with my program. So let us write it together. Alright, so let me go ahead and modify this program or continue this program. So what must it say? First it has to say enter the marks and then take marks as input. So this much is done, correct? Next it has to say enter the attendance, okay, and then it has to take the attendance, okay, it has to take attendance. So I have not created a variable for attendance, so let me create it in this line itself, attendance. Okay, so let me run it and show it to you instead of explaining it. So it says enter the marks. I enter 35 and it says enter the attendance. I'll write 76, and then it says you failed the exam because we have this condition from previous section here. Okay, now we have to write a condition for this. We have to check whether the entered attendance is greater than or equal to 75. Okay, 75. So let us do that. So here I will wrap this inside brackets. Okay, I will wrap this inside brackets, and now I will use AND logical operator. Okay, we have learnt about this, correct? We have learnt about this, and inside the brackets I will say attendance greater than or equal to 75. Okay, attendance greater than or equal to 75. Now see, you know that this AND logical operator results in true only if both the left and right conditions are true, correct? This results in true only if this is true and this is true, or in other words, this entire thing will be true. The result of this entire thing will be true only if this is true and this is also true. If any of these is false, then the result of this would be false. Okay, so here I have said and attendance greater than or equal to 75, and it says you pass the exam else you fail the exam. Alright, so let me run it, and you can see it says enter the marks. I will say 47. Okay, and enter the attendance, I'll enter 88 and it says you passed the exam. So 47 will be stored in marks, 88 will be stored in attendance. It checks whether 47 is greater than or equal to 40. So this is true. Then it checks whether attendance is greater than or equal to 75. This is also true. So since both are true, this entire thing is true, or the result of this entire operation is true. And when this is true, this is executed, this is skip. Okay. So let me run once again. I'll enter 13 for marks and for attendance I'll enter 99. Even then I get failed. Okay, you failed in exam. So this is false. This is true. And you know that even if one of this is true or one of this is false, the entire will result in false. So this is false and so this is skipped and by default this is executed. Okay, the same goes for other side too. So here I will enter 66 and attendance I will enter 19 and it says you failed the exam. This is true, this is false, so entire thing is false, this is skipped and this is executed. Alright? Yes. So this is about using AND operator. I hope it is clear. If we use OR here, then let me enter 13 and 99. I get you pass the exam. You know that when we have OR, even if one of this is true, the entire result will be true. So in this case, this is false and this is true. Even then, this is true and so this is executed. Alright, I hope it is clear. Yes. So now I have an exercise for you. So this is what the program must do. I'll hit run now. It says enter a number. It must say enter a number. I will enter a number and hit enter button. And it has to tell whether the number is odd or even. Okay. So you have to write a program to achieve this. It must ask the user to enter a number. And whatever number the user enters, it has to check, the program has to check whether the entered number is even or odd and then display the result. Okay. So let me run once again and I'll enter 22 and it has to say the number is even. Okay. So pause the video and try it out, because in a few seconds I'll be showing you the program on the screen and explaining it to you. Okay. Yes. So here is the program to achieve this. Alright. Now, what is the condition that I have here? Num mod 2 is equal to 0. Now, what is this? You know about this, correct? This gets you the remainder of the division. So, whatever number we enter divided by 2, will it get any remainder? Will there be a remainder? If there is no remainder, then the number is even. If it leads to a remainder, if we get a remainder, then the number is odd. Okay, I am checking whether this gets me a remainder. Okay, is equal to 0. Alright, now we can also do this. You can say not equal to 0 and say odd here and even here. This is also one more way to achieve or write the program. Okay, num mod 2, number divided by 2, will it get us any remainder? If the remainder is not equal to 0, the number is odd, else the number is even. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is it for this video. Go ahead and practice everything that we have learnt in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.